Good evening and salutations, my Jade fans. They're still treating us like a bunch of idiots. Okay? They are still treating us like a bunch of idiots. Now, I don't know if their plan is to retcon Alex, if they're just like, we're not even going to go there yet. I don't understand how this is not the first thing that should have came out their mouths as far as maybe it's Alex. Maybe Alex has something to do with it. Maybe Alex is working with Victor. you know. And when I was doing my live stream today, people were saying that Alex has a good reason. Anna did kill Peter. Anna would have, Alex would have every right, every reason, every motivation to go after Anna. And what better way to sit there and frame her, especially with Victor's help? No, 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 no. We're not doing that. We're going to talk about cable accident and Luke's death off screen because that makes sense to the writers, because it's clearly not making sense to a lot of fans, but it's making sense to the writers, and apparently that's what it needs to make sense to. Like, seriously. So we spent a lot of time with Anna behind bars and Robert being there. I mean, well, Mac being there, and eventually Robert being there, and eventually Holly being there, and Holly gets to sit there and meet Anna, and they talk for a little bit about Luke's death and the frame up, and now they found more evidence at her house, and the ADA is like, we're going with it, and she's just, you would honestly think again that after her trying to railroad an innocent black woman, an innocent young black woman to jail, that would be enough, but of course not, because we got to sit there and make the DA look hungry, desperate, and stupid at the same time. I mean, well, they've been doing it with Melinda for years on days, so I'm like, I can see why they would sit there and go with this. It's really sad because at this point, it's like now they're trying to make Victor seem like he's somewhat of a competent villain. And the sad part is that for this stupid story, it's working. You know, Anna is not digging into an investigation, got Valentine out the way. He's controlling Nicholas. He seems like he's a worthy threat, but he's only a worthy threat because so many people around him are stupid. It's like Peter over again. It's like Peter over again. There's a scene with Felicia and Holly at the spa because they still have access to that set. So it's like, why don't they just use it? Because they could have went anywhere. And Holly does not seem like the type of person that does spa days. But hey, we got a set. We got to use it. Use it or lose it. That's the motto at this point. Why do you think they actually had the hatchet place as long as they did? So we had that scene, which went nowhere. I don't know what Maxie's that they're doing with Georgie, but it's clearly not a good job since Georgie feels the need to mouth off to Austin. Now, the sad thing is that I know there's a lot of people that don't even like Austin, but this whole scene with Georgie and the way she's acting and the way she's treating him is completely and utterly disrespectful. And I'm like, Maxie, what are you doing? What are you doing? I get it, Max. You got three kids, right? James, Louise, and Georgie. So I get it. It's a lot. Boo, you gotta work it out. You gotta work it out because this whole it's not working. Towards the end, Georgie was semi respectful, or as respectful as she was gonna get. She even was booing Britt when she walked in. I was like, Maxie, you need to get your girl under control, like now, because that's. Mm. There's a whole list of things that I'm not even going to get into. One of them is embarrassing. Okay, it's embarrassing, and I get it. It happens all the time, but you need to sit there and do something. That's clearly not working out. Um, Britt hires Sam to look into the jewelry, see where it came from and things of that nature. When when Sam was like, "Yo, that's this jewel seems like it's a necklace is worth a lot of money. But it could be blood diamonds and this, that, and the third. Yeah, but it's a lot of money though. Money's good. Why don't we just even Sam was like, listen, once you know about where this diamond came from, you have no deniability. Like now you know. I guess Britt doesn't want to sit there and whatever. Um, so you got that going on. You got Cody that's at the gym. He seemed like he's kind of nervous about being Mac's son, and so they go through that whole thing. And I gotta be honest, I was like, bro, listen, I get that Mac is a good guy and Leopold is scum. Um, and he feels that maybe he's not worthy of being Mac's son. That he spends so much time doing very questionable things in his life. And he's like, you know what? Maybe Leopold. That seems more my speed. And of course, Dante talks about meeting Sonny and getting shot by Sonny. But then when he was in Greece, Sonny did everything he could to go out there and find him. So he said that he's an honorable man and he's decent. And even though that he has a very questionable line of work, you know, he still respects him and loves him. Now, if only Jocelyn and Michael can see that they're just a bunch of hypocrites, then maybe things would, kind of smooth out a little bit. But no, gotta have some sort of tension, which is fine. Here's the thing, I don't mind tension, I just need tension to make sense. Once again, the writers are just like, what makes sense to us? No, the audience will figure it out. That's literally their motto. Um, by the way, I know if some people are watching this and they watch the day's review, I'm not gonna do a day's review tonight. It is just way too late. But I will be doing my day's review tomorrow. I'm gonna be catching up the days tomorrow and then do my day's review and stuff like that. So everything's gonna be back on track. But it's like you take one thing out the norm. I mean, granted, if I would have woke up early and went to the movie theaters at 11:40, like I planned on, then I probably wouldn't be having this conversation, and this review would not be coming out after 10 o'clock. But here we are. Um, yeah, one thing just kind of changes everything. But to be fair, I had a lot of fun in live stream. I did. I miss doing them. I want to sit there and try to do them more often. I mean, granted, we'll get back to the review in a minute. My overall goal is to do this full time. And doing this full time is not easy. It's not easy. Um, I don't know how people that don't have a job do this full time because there's a certain level of pressure. It's in a lot of ways, it's like sales. When you're up, you're up. When you, why is this song so? It's like some songs are just louder than others. My point is, it's like a sales job. When you're up, you're up. When you're really good, you're really good. When you're low, on the other hand, that's when things start to become very pressurous. And um, I respect a lot of people that can do this full time, that can make it to a point where they do it full time. Respect that. And you hear James talk a lot about how he wants to sit there and do his full time, he wants to be his full time job, he doesn't want to go back to a regular job, and I get that. I don't know if I would ever feel comfortable just doing this, like not having a backup plan, at the very least. But I mean, granted, that's my goal. My goal is to sit there and try to do this full time. Um, and hopefully by, let's sit there and say sometime next year, make that happen. Um, But I say that because it's like, granted, if I was doing this full time, I probably wouldn't have chose to go to the movies today. I could just went tomorrow in the morning because it just threw everything off. But if I went tomorrow and tried to do a live stream, I'd have to wake up early to crack of dawn. It just wouldn't have worked out. By the way, I'm talking about Black Adam. That's what I saw today. Was a really good movie, by the way. But it also depends if you like The Rock. If you like The Rock, then it's good. If you don't like The Rock, then and no. Um, what else happened in this episode? I'm gonna be honest. I feel like that's almost about it. Let me just double check something. Forget something. I actually forgot two crucial parts, but I do like to sit there and kind of go off the cuff a little bit, just to kind of let people know where my head is at, where my headspace is at. Um, and this is, well, we'll start off with Nicholas and Victor. So Victor, at this point, he wants to, at the point, he actually wants to move in to Windermere. This is after his usual threats of, oh, you're going to break up and you're a bad dad and you slept with Esme and, just listing all the different things that Nicholas has done. Family, importance, and Ava's liability, blah, 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 blah. We get that. Excuse me. But it does get to a point where Victor's like, he wants to move into Windermere. And Nicholas is like scrambling. He was like, no, no, no. I had a lot of stuff going on. I had a lot of work. It's water damage. It's unsafe. I mean, it's a lot of noise. You won't get anything done. You won't have a lot of privacy. Victor's like, we're gonna work it out. We're gonna be fine. Okay, we're gonna be living there. It's gonna be all good. Kumaya, whatever. Now, on the other side of town, you got Ava that's not there telling um Nina that the letter's going. And at first, they both sit there and assume that it's Nicholas. Then she checks her phone and she realized that she still has the video recording. And then she realized, you know what, listen, it wouldn't have made any sense for him to sit there and take back the letter and I still have the video recording. So she's like, no, he couldn't have done it. But Victor would have. She's about to go up there and start, I don't know, confronting Victor. And Nina's like, that's a bad idea. Lucy's gone. Victor threw Scotty out of the plane with a parachute, which I'm just like, does Victor chooses his moments where he wants to actually act like a villain, and other moments where he's like, yeah, I gotta sit there and try to get rid of this romantic rival. I'm gonna throw him out of a plane, but I'm gonna give him a parachute. What's the point of that? And I'm being serious. What was the point of actually throwing Scotty out of a plane, but with a parachute? I mean, you did all that to get with Lisa? I mean, really, bro? I find that to be desperate. And maybe in his tiny mind, he felt like if he would have killed Scotty, then Lisa would have never forgave him. But, I mean, what's the point of leaving him alive? What does that do? Anyway, the reason I'm saying this is because Nina's like, listen, he's a bad dude. You don't want to sit there and mess with him. Dave was like, no, I got this. So she goes and she confronts Nicholas, and Nicholas is like, yeah, listen, don't tell Victor about the video recording between Lucy and everything like that. You don't want to be a target. Like it's not worth it. And of course, when Victor shows up, Nicholas like, listen, my lawyers be in touch with you or whatever. So Victor's on the impression, yeah, yeah, you listen to me, you fell in line and yada yada yada. I'm like, why? Why was that necessary? Because every now and then I keep forgetting that some people could just be stupid. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty much about it for the most part. Anyway, this episode, it wasn't even on. I think now I can find it on Hulu. I couldn't find it on Hulu before. What are they doing? What is Hulu doing with General Hospital? I say this because when I was looking at YNR, looking at YNR, because I came back from movie theaters, I was like, I don't really feel like watching it on YouTube. Let me watch it on Paramount Plus. Can't believe I sucked my teeth. Um, I want to watch it on Paramount Plus, but usually you have to wait till 8 o'clock to watch it. Now they've been showing it a lot early, which is great. It is amazing. So Paramount Plus is actually, you know, picking up, like they're actually doing really good now. While Hulu is like General Hospital, yeah. What time is it supposed to go? 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9:45. Oh, we'll put it at 10 o'clock. Yeah, 10 o'clock works. This is where we are now. I after the stream, I want to watch it. It's at 9 o'clock now. It's at 9 o'clock, and it's not even. I'm like, are you kidding? I'm assuming it's on now. Maybe. This is so annoying. This is so annoying, especially when it's supposed to be on Hulu. I'm just not even gonna go there. Not even gonna go there. I feel like that's pretty much about it. This episode was well, it was as interesting as yesterday's episode was. No hook killers, no one coming into town, none of like. I need these episodes to actually start to pick up some pace. I really do. I have a lot of fun doing this channel. I have a lot of fun talking about these episodes. It was more. I had more fun talking about this episode in 17 minutes than I did watching whatever that was supposed to be. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't terrible, it wasn't the worst. But when I get home from work and I'm more excited about watching YNR, that's not a good sign. Obviously, I'm always excited about watching Days. That goes without saying. Um, and I was talking to a subscriber because they only watch. I think her. I don't want to sit there and pronounce it wrong. I think it was Spider something. And I was like, they only watch GH. I was like, well, you can watch Days, but it's a subscription. You got to pay for it. Um, I'm like, maybe you can watch YNR. I would say B&B. B&B is short, but YNR gives you a little bit more meat. It gives you a little bit more. Despite the title that I said on my live stream, it's a little bit more. And I think that people would actually like it if they gave it a chance. And he wasn't really watching a lot of shows. YNR is definitely going to sit there and kind of go on it's gonna satisfy you. May not satisfy you in a way that GH does, because at least with GH there's action, there's something. But sometimes with these episodes, it's just like, bro, come on, seriously. And then you want to sit there and solve people's intelligence. And now I'm going off on a rant. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. I know this came out super late. I apologize for that. It's like one thing happens and there's some domino effect. But hopefully tomorrow I can actually do this a lot earlier, because that would be awesome. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video.